In a world where dice determine your fate and the only thing holding you back is your imagination, embark on a journey of adventure, perils, mayhem, and treasure. Unlock the hero within and welcome to RollForTuraco! Welcome to RollForTuraco. This is Frank. I'm back at the library. I'm working on different things. One of the things is I'm working on the game Warpanchor 7. So I have some of my notes here, and I'm going to go over them. Clean up a few things, get some writing done. But as long as I'm here, oh, hold on. There we go. I was listening to The Shadow, one of the radio show episodes from back in the old days. And so as long as I'm here, I decide I might as well answer some questions that I received on I think it was a video I did a while back, maybe a few weeks ago. I think one of the last times that I was here working on stuff. Because I do have some notes here on stuff for the game. So I have my phone here, so I'm going to read these questions from Family Tabletop. So go subscribe to him if you're not subscribed already. And that is Nate. I'm part of his Discord server. And he had asked these questions 2 weeks ago. I see the date right there. So let's see. What does Warpanchor 7 mean? And I do have some notes here what Warpanchor 7 or what a warp anchor is. And this was written by my comic partner. So a lot of what I'm using for the game is stuff that would have been or is going to be in the comic of Capt Goggles and Masked Woman, which will now be called Warpanchor 7. I'm taking some of that and I'm making a Warpanchor 7 game. So there's going to be stuff that is going to be part of the comic that will go in the game, and there's stuff that it's only going to be for the comic. So there's things that don't need to be in the game, but they will be in the comic. So the game, I am making it at least start off like a comic. Got the comic style cover, and this introduces you into Captain Courage. I mean, Capt Goggles. Captain Courage is someone else. And so I'm taking some of that, what I planned and what my comic partner and I plan to do for the comic, and it's a lot of stuff, a lot of notes. So I printed out the notes that I have, and these are notes that she wrote, and I just kind of formatted them to give me the highlights that I need to work on. So some of that I'm taking from the comic, or what would be the comic, because this part of it I actually haven't drawn it out. We stopped work on it for a while, so what I decided to do is just take some of that and make a game. So there's going to be stuff that is important to the comic that I won't talk about, but there's stuff that I can use for the game. So like Nate asked, what is Warpanchor, or what is Warpanchor 7? But before I talk about Warpanchor 7, I have to talk about what is a warp anchor. I'm going to be reading these notes. Warp anchors were massive world-altering constructs designed to enable instantaneous travel between planets via the warp stream. Warp anchor. a form of space folding that surpassed known physics. Each one carried aboard a colossal spacecraft would arrive on a target world, then reorient itself vertically in the heart of a world. 7 were built. Only 6 reached their destination or destinations. The 7th, the warp anchor, would anchor itself in a world. So warp anchor, warp stream anchor. So that is a warp anchor, and the 7th one is the one in this world. That is what a warp anchor 7 is. That's the first question answered. Okay, let's see. What's the next one? Who is Captain Goggles? Well, this guy. Let's see, do I have a... Alright, so... Okay, to explain who Captain Goggles is and why he looks like me, I have to talk about the Turaco creative cast. Oh. I got a message, I don't know if you heard that. The Turaco creative cast was a live stream show that I would do with my then partner, Anna Rob. And so one day, she decided to wear a mask that she had made, because she would, it's probably still does, but she would make these masks out of just stuff that she had lying around, and she had designed a really nice one, and so she was wearing it on the stream. And so I didn't want to feel left out. I was like, well, I got some stuff that I can wear on the stream. And I tried a couple of different things, because I would put on a cap and then I would just take it off. I had a helmet, and I would just take that off. But what I found that worked best was a pair of welding goggles, and I would wear them on top of my head like this. That's really what stuck. So I would wear them, she would wear her mask, and one day someone from the audience, some watching, they would watch the videos, and especially they would be there live. So they're like, oh, it's Captain Goggles and Mask Woman. So he named us Captain Goggles and Mask Woman. And from that, I thought, like, that actually sounds like a superhero team. So wouldn't it be fun if I made a little comic, a mini comic, of Captain Goggles and Mask Woman? And I had a different idea for the comic, which is going to be something fun. It was just a few pages, 8 pages, including the cover and the back cover. So probably like 6 pages of story. While discussing it with Masked Woman, she said, well, why not just do an extra story and kind of delve into these characters? So I started doing that, and I had some stuff written out, and after some weeks, months, deciding what these characters would be, from what I had planned, it changed completely different. So I did these little mini comics, which I would sell on my Etsy, and if anyone wants some of those actually became the comic, the larger comic. I just took those and just reformatted everything into I think it was like 32 pages. So I took that, turned it into a comic, but I wanted to expand it. So issue 2, we're going to get into more of the history in the world, and that's where a lot of these notes actually come from. And there's like a lot of discussions that we have over Discord that I need to go back and find and look, because there's stuff, important plot stuff, and just conversations about different characters that I want for the comic. So that's the comic. I'm taking some of that and I'm putting that into the game. So that is where Captain Goggles and Mask Woman originally came from and got their name, who they are in the story or in the game. Captain Goggles works for an agency, the Unnamed Agency, and he knew something, like he knows about the warp streams.
He didn't know a lot of stuff behind it. He didn't know about the warp anchor.
And so this is not in the comic. This is something that is going to be revealed in the next issue, and that is something I will be working on. But right now, I'm working on the game. Uh, Masked Woman actually knows a lot about that, and that's where she comes in, and they were kind of teamed up, and she's really just there to see what he knows, and actually initially that was her mission, but that was like a little side mission that she had, and some of that is kind of mentioned in the comic that I did end up putting out. But yeah, so like they teamed up. So from then on, they are partners in the story, in the comic. So I'm having some of that here in the game. And so Masked Woman, like I said, oh yeah, well she's working with the Unnamed Agency, but she's kind of like a free agent. So she does kind of do her own thing, and there's some maintenance that she does and she helps out with, because she knows a lot about the warp anchors, or she knows enough. Uh, why does that matter in the game? It may matter, it may not matter, but for the game, their deep backstory, I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. But those characters do play a role in the game, at least in that world.
A slight addition. So they have a place in the world.
Uh, so that they might be NPCs. I do have something that I'm working out where you can at least play as Captain Goggles, and then you can play as Masked Woman for very short missions, and then after that you can create your character, and it'll be the character that you create will be a recruit, or how many, depends on how many are playing recruit or recruits. So in a nutshell, that is Captain Goggles and Masked Woman. Does their backstory and personality make a big difference? It does to a point. Whether you want them in the game or not, that's gonna be up to you. All right, so that's what's the other question? So that was actually 3 questions that I answered in one long answer. I'll just go over that. It was what does Warpanchor 7 mean? Who is Captain Goggles? Who is Masked Woman? Is their backstory or personality important to the story of the comic? For the comic, yes. For the game, it just depends. Let's see, do I have any more questions? Okay, nope, not on that video. And so those are those questions asked. And so I think I've shown this before. This is a notebook, but I had the cover and the back cover of the comic on here. So this is my journal, my notebook. So I got Captain Goggles here. If you want the comic, there's a PDF that you can buy on my Gumroad. There's a link in the description below, so you can get that comic, and there will also be included how I put it together, the art, and the sketches and some character designs. Yeah, so that's available for $5 on Gumroad, and there's other stuff there. I would recommend picking up the Resistance. Was it the Resistance Project? So it's resist RESIS dash 10'S resistance. That is a Captain Goggles, or it's a Warpanchor comic. It's in that world. The character that you're following is someone else, but I am going to add that character in the game. I was gonna show something, but I realized I actually haven't talked about these yet, so that's gonna be for another video. I'm trying to think if there's another comic within there. Oh, if you want to know a little bit more, there's also the Turaco Agency bio-zine, bio as in biography. So there are some characters in there. Captain Goggles and Masculine are in there. It's just a little bit information about them. So you can pick those up. If you want to know more, you can pick up the comic. You can pick up the Resistance Factor. That's what's called, the Resistance Factor, and the Turaco Agency bio-zine, and Captain Goggles and Masculine. So that actually helps. It helps me out. Any little bit that comes in helps out the channel, helps me out to continue doing the stuff that I do. So there's other stuff there. We want to check it out. Maybe someday I'll do a Patreon, but I want to have a little bit more videos on this channel, and videos that I'm putting out on a semi-regular basis, and maybe have some stuff that I can add in the Patreon, like pages and rough draft and drawings, stuff like that. So that is something I want to work on, but I need to know if that's something that people want. Oh, and if you want to know what a mini comic is, at least the way that I made them, this is a mini comic of Captain Courage. So that's why I said Captain Courage when I meant Captain Goggles. So this is Captain Courage, and I actually did make a comic, a regular comic of him too, that you can no longer get, but I do have the PDFs. That wasn't an anthology. You can no longer get that anthology, but I'm working on getting them printed. So that is a mini comic. I don't have anything of Captain Goggles and Masculine on me, but I can reprint them. At least I think it's 2 of them, because the third one I made it too big to be a mini comic, and that's why I turned it into a larger comic. But yeah, I can reprint 2 of the mini comics if people want to buy those. I'll eventually I'll start putting more up on my Etsy. I really should get start attending to that a little bit more. Anyways, this is it. I just want to show you what a mini comic is and who Captain Courage is. So this has been Frank Salazar, and don't forget to roll for Turaco, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to roll for Turaco. Subscribe.